Right, welcome boys to the first ever episode of the Top Bins podcast. It's been a long time coming. I've got my co-host Aidan. Say hello.
What's up, guys? What's up, everybody?
So this has actually been spoken about for a very long time, and I'm very excited we're finally starting it and, you know, just getting the ball rolling. So if you do enjoy this and everything, you know what to do. Follow up all the socials, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Basically, what this podcast is going to be about. Today is going to be mainly predominantly about Arsenal, but going forward, it will be football. We're both football fans, very big fans, lovers of Arsenal. I don't know why I said lovers, but you get my drift.
Yeah.
That's basically it. Just football. If you're a fan of football, you'll enjoy it. Today's topics will be international break, talking about Arsenal in the upcoming games, predictions of games, and a lot more. Do you want to kick it off, Aidan, about the international break?
Yeah, so
what have you seen?
Of course, predominantly with Arsenal, you know, as it's the team we support, we, you know, saw some pretty interesting performances. I know Madueke picked up a goal and an assist. Marino got a hat trick, and did he score again in another game before that?
I think he did score in the first game. Yeah.
Right, but the highlight, of course, is the hat-trick against Turkey. We had... Who else did we have cooking as well? Odegaard for Norway. We had Odegaard cooking for Norway. I'm pretty sure Norway ended up winning the game, I think 11-1. I can't even remember who they faced.
It was mental.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane.
I think it was Moldova, I want to say. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but, you know...
Not a great nation. But.
Yeah, and, you know, in that Norway team, Odegaard seen as an orchestrator. I believe he was playing a lot more centrally, but kind of drifting to the left again, which, you know, I've said in the past, I would love to see him try at Arsenal to be a bit more central and, you know, maybe hang off the left a little bit. I've always felt like it would always help us. But, those were the true standout performances. I know Saliba didn't really get an international break, which we'll get into later because there has been some interesting news regarding his potential start tomorrow against Nottingham Forest at the Emirates. But again, that's for later.
I do want to bring up the point as well. This is not Arsenal related, but Haaland getting 5 goals. For me, he dropped I think his first 10 rating on FootMob. I think it was 2 assists and 5 goals. He's just a goal machine. And I think ahead of the Man United game, Man United fans should be scared, I think, because he could be, as people would say, the robot has been charged up and ready now. There was also a youngster, I don't know his name, came off the bench in about the 60th minute, getting 4 goals. That game was mental. I can't believe I didn't watch it. What's that?
Is he a striker or is he a midfielder?
Yeah, I think so. He got subbed on for Soloff, if I got it correct. So I think he's like a winger / striker. But young player, 23 years old, came on in the 64th minute, I'm pretty sure. 4 goals. And with Norway getting the 11-1 win, I think this means that Italy will have to play a playoff game for the World Cup qualifiers.
Wow.
Which in recent time has not gone well for them. I'm pretty sure they've lost to North Macedonia before trying to qualify. So Italy fans could be another year with no tournament.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Which for English fans, they'll be happy.
Yeah, of course, English fans won't have a problem with that. And I guess, you know, when it comes to Italy, I always think their defense and their midfield always supersedes their attack. You know, their attackers haven't really historically been, other than, of course, you know, you think of Del Piero, Baggio. In more recent times, their attack has been the weakest part of their team. So, I mean, if that's true and they're in playoffs for the World Cup, that you know, that could be shaky and we could be seeing another upset. I know, you know, that has happened in the past as well. But going back to what you were saying about Norway, now, when I think about, you know, a lot of the Norwegian players, especially the younger ones, and, you know, their potential, you know, the most recent one is Naipan, and I know Manchester City signed him in the summer, but they've loaned him out. There's also that Antonio Nusa. I believe he's currently at RB Leipzig still. I did think he would get a transfer. Oh, right. Yeah. I really like Nusa. I think he's a quality player as well. I think he's 22, 21, 22 years old.
Yeah.
You know, of course, they've got Haaland, Sorloth, Larson, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
They've got that.
I think they got Ayer, the centre back.
Yeah, they got that
They got some
fullback
good
that
players.
plays for Dortmund as well. Yeah, they've got some very decent players, I have to say. And, you know, Odegaard himself, and I guess we'll touch more on this later, he will want to be fit for that World Cup. Because Norway haven't been at a World Cup in, 30 years? Nearly?
I think so,
give or take.
I think it was only a matter of time. With the talent they've got, it was only a matter of time before they did qualify.
Right. And if my memory serves me correctly, 94 was the last time. So 32, it will be 32 years in the making. And he's the captain of that side, and he will want to captain that side at the World Cup. But again, we'll get into that later and how it ties into, the rest of the season for Arsenal. But yeah, man.
I think that's...
Yeah, good international break from our players.
Declan Rice doing well for England as well. They had finally a good performance under Tuchel. Took a while. There was some shaky games they had, and finally, a dominant win, what you want to see. Rice, what I'm taking positive from it all is not a single Arsenal player got injured. Not that I know of during the international break. Which is always great. That's what I fear all the time. They go away for a week, then you come back with half the squad injured, but luckily not this time.
Yeah.
But should we go on to the Arsenal? Should we straight away carry on with the Arsenal about Forest? Should we talk about that?
Yeah, we could talk about the Forest game, or just going back to the Premier League in general now. Yeah, the highlight game, of course, is the Manchester derby. That's the one that everybody's, going to be looking at. And in recent memory, I would say the Manchester derby has really not been the same. You think of the really big games. I know if I track my mind back, I remember, I believe it was just before the season we lost 8-2 at Old Trafford. Manchester City beat them 6-1 at Old Trafford. I think about the Etihad a few years ago where Foden and Haaland both got hat-tricks. I think about that one where Man City were nailed on to win the league pretty much, but there was a Manchester derby and, Chris Smalling and Paul Pogba came back to, I believe, draw the game. And although they were guaranteed to win the league basically from that point, there was a bit of passion shown from the Man United players because they didn't want that to happen at their expense. So, Manchester derbies in recent memory have really not been anything too great. I know the one at the Etihad last season for Manchester United fans, they would have loved because of the way it ended. But I believe that game really failed to entertain. And then the one at Old Trafford was just as bad last season. It was even worse last season. It was a 0-0 dead rubber draw. So
I remember that one.
Going into this game, I'm looking for, what is it, at Old Trafford or the Etihad?
I think it's at the Etihad.
Right. So we hopefully get a bit more of an entertaining game. As it is pretty much the big game of the week. The next best thing, I'm pretty sure, is like Villa up against. Are they up against? Yeah, Everton. So it's not really, no other games where, they're not really eyebrow raisers. So that's the one that everybody's going to be looking for. Now, when it comes to Arsenal, as we were just going to get into.
Can I just quickly bring up a point about the Man United, Man City derby, or the Manchester derby? Yeah. I think Man United could have the edge because I don't know what it is. Amorim could have the worst performances for a month. Comes to Man City, his team turn up every time. Facts. He loves a win against them. He did it in the Champions League under Sporting. Of course, he had the players like Gyökeres. There is news as well on the Man United team that Bayern is set to start as their goalkeeper, even though they signed Lamans. I don't know. I don't want to mispronounce his name. Cunha and Mount are injured, which probably will mean that Sesko will finally make his debut after, 2-3 weeks at the club, 4 game weeks. Still hasn't started a game. Donnarumma could be starting as well.
Oh yeah,
for
yeah.
Man
I
City.
completely
That's a big
forgot.
signing.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, both teams are actually not in great form. I think Man United are above them, but that's because he got a win against Fulham. Whilst Man City have had 1 win, 2 losses.
Did Man United
so-
win the Fulham game? No, they drew the Fulham game and then they
drew
won.
the Fulham
They
game.
beat Burnley. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
they're both on similar form. Of course, Man United probably you would say had the easier 3 games so far. Because
Yeah.
Man City have played Brighton, Tottenham, and Wolves. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good one. I think because how poor both teams have been, we could see goals.
yeah,
Hopefully, anyway. I really don't want to be watching it for a 0-0. That would be a snooze fest.
yeah.
But I think that's pretty much it about that one. The Man United, Man City.
And I think I'll chime in, of course, with the fact, and I completely forgot to mention this, that Mateus Cunha's out. He's injured for at least a month. He's going to be out.
Was it hamstring?
Yeah, I believe so. In one of the Premier League games he played. I don't think he went on international break either, obviously.
Yeah.
And looking at
Mount
the game,
as well was out.
yeah, Mason Mount as well. Mason Mount is injured too. But the thing is with Manchester United is their players have enough shame about them to the point where when it comes to the bigger games, they will turn up. And Manchester City need to be aware of that, because I'm not going to lie, people in, the summer transfer window always said, don't sleep on Man City. I know every other club is doing some good business, but don't sleep on Man City. Unfortunately, as things stand, people are going to be sleeping on Man City, and this is a must win. They're at home. It's a derby.
Yeah.
They have to win this. If they want any, chance of sticking with whoever's going to be in the title race, because we don't, 100% know who it is yet. They have to beat Manchester United, and I'm expecting to see an absolutely unreal game from Haaland. Same with Reinders. And I'll also be looking out for, I've heard Cherky's injured, so more
So
than
is
like
Foden. They've got some injuries as well.
Goodness me. So I was about to say Foden, but yeah, Foden's out as well. So, I mean, who else have they signed? I don't know. Nuri needs a huge game. He needs a huge game.
Yeah. I can't really name. I think there's, how many signs they made? Like 4? What can I think of? Donnarumma, you've got Reinders.
Marmoush will be
Cherky.
playing, probably.
No,
Yeah.
Marmoush is injured as well.
Oh,
Marmoush got
goodness.
injured in the international break. Yeah. I seen that the other day. I'm pretty sure I seen that he's injured and he'll be out.
Cunha, Rico
So I don't even know
Lewis
what
is
their
injured
starting
as well.
lineup's going to be.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Nunes, right back. Ruben Diaz, who I've never rated as much as other people have, centre back. Is Stones playing or is Stones injured? I think Stones is injured again, isn't he?
I think he's all right. I'm sure he's all right.
Did he get
Or maybe
called
not.
up for
I
England?
genuinely, I don't keep up much with Man City.
Okay.
I can't say that I know all their injury list, but like Marmoush, I'm pretty sure is injured. Foden is, and so is Cherky. So their attack, I don't know. Is it going to be like Haaland, Oscar Bob, and Bernardo Silva? Savinho could be coming back into the squad, because obviously he was left out when that whole going to Tottenham news was going about, but he didn't end up going, so he could start.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll just have to see, but that's the highlight game for the weekend, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it doesn't disappoint.
We'll give our predictions on it and all the Prem games at the end. So we won't do prediction, but carry on.
So going on to, of course, the Arsenal Forest game. Is it at the Emirates?
Yeah, it is.
Right, yeah. I saw a few people saying it was away, and I was a little bit confused. But this game needs to... Well, before we get into what it needs to be, it's Arteta versus Ange again. Ange, who has never beaten Arteta in a competitive game of football, coach to coach. So we should be pretty optimistic heading into this game as Arsenal fans. And Nottingham Forest is currently going through a crisis. Edu Gaspar and Nuno fell out, Edu Gaspar
Mr. Marinakis.
and Marinakis, correct. And, Edu Gaspar is someone that, us as Arsenal fans, particularly me at the time, and, you know, maybe a few others, we were very harsh on, and rightly so, in the transfer window, where I believe we had we operated on we didn't operate on a loss in that window. We actually gained in profit. And we ended up signing Calafiori, Raheem Sterling, and Neto, who was cup tied. I will
never get over the quote of him saying that we didn't mean to sign or didn't have any intentions of signing Raheem Sterling at the start of the window.
In the announcement video. Oh my good. Anyway. So, yeah, it seems that, and there were rumours at the time that him and Arteta had fallen out after the Sterling signing, and that was it for them. And you stopped seeing Edu in any like media or he wasn't showing up to games, and, you know, the rumour mill started turning that, you know, Arsenal were looking for a new technical director. Nobody said that it was because Edu Gaspar's going to get fired, but it was pretty evident that from the reports that were coming out, you know, he was going to be relieved of his duties, and he was fired in the January transfer window. So
I thought he left. I never knew he was fired.
I think the window dressing is that he decided to walk, but no, he 100% got fired. I think Arteta has enough power to do so. Although traditionally with clubs, a lot of the time the technical director is above the coach or the manager. And I feel like that's what we're seeing with Andrea Berta, but we'll get onto that later. Back to Edu. He's they fell out. He fell out with Arteta at Arsenal after a poor transfer window. And he immediately fell out with Nuno Espirito Santo because Nuno wanted Adama Traore. And instead of that, Edu ended up getting him McAtee from City. Was it McAtee? McAtee. Right. They got Amari Hutchinson. I thought they bought in some quality.
30+ million, by the way.
Right, yeah, that's a bit.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, that's a bit insane. And, you know, I thought they made some quality signings, but Adama Traore was the hill that Nuno was willing to die on. Maybe, you know, after losing Anthony Elanga, he wanted somebody that I guess could emulate or just match his pace down that right-hand side. And maybe he just considered that signing very paramount to what he was trying to do at Forest, which, you know, would make sense. Elanga wasn't the greatest player for them, but he was efficient at times going down that right-hand side, and you could see how, you know, he was able to help their tempo when it came to attacking. But enough of that.
He just worked for their system.
Right, exactly.
That's all it was.
And
system
McAtee,
player, which is good.
McAtee isn't the fastest. He's more of a Bernardo Silva type player where he can create, but, you know, he's not a rapid winger. He's always just not a rapid, you know, player in general. So, yeah, man.
They signed a few players down the right. They've got that McAtee in Dai, a Swiss international. So I don't know what they're doing. I think I heard reports that they did want to bolster up the defense, but instead they were signing attackers. If that's true, I'm not sure. Nuno will probably get a big job. If I had to predict or put a bet on it or anything, I'd say he'll probably get the West Ham job next, because they're not doing that great.
You know, West Ham are doing West Ham are doing absolutely terrible. But so the Forest camp is shaky right now. I believe they haven't won at the Emirates they haven't won away to Arsenal because of course we got to include Highbury in that. I think 36 years. Either 34 or 36 years. Yeah, we have to keep that going. So all signs, you know, point towards an Arsenal win on the weekend, but can we see it through? And this is what I wanted to get into. Now, tactically, this is going to be quite interesting because we've seen two versions of Ange at Tottenham Hotspur. The Ange which got them 17th in the league with his crazy attacking football, and the Ange that decided now is crunch time, we got our goal, we're going to sit back and we're going to defend for the rest of the game with 38% possession against Manchester United in the Europa League final. Now, if I was to make a prediction, there's not really pressure on Forest to leave with all 3 points. There's not pressure on them to even leave with a point. So I think Ange is going to stick to his attacking philosophy, and we're going to see them attack a lot. Now, here's where it might get a bit tricky for Arsenal. The system where Ange had Tottenham attacking, they never really had pacey wingers, or, they didn't have, like, Maddison isn't the same type of player that, Morgan Gibbs-White is, where he can drive with the ball. And when he's at his top speed, he's pretty quick and he can carry the ball really well. Tottenham never really had that elite ball carrier, playmaker 10 type of player in that system.
They tried Kulusevski for a bit in that position, but he's also not that fast, is he?
Right, exactly. I mean, Gibbs-White isn't the fastest, but he is significantly, I think, faster than a lot of what those Tottenham players were. Yeah. And I think if he's playing centrally, we need to make sure we shut that down. Yeah, because he can skip past players like it's nobody's business. So I think in that area of the pitch, we're going to have to be careful. I think we also have to be mindful of Chris Wood or any poacher, because when it comes to poachers, our centre-backs typically relish in the games against poachers that are huge players like Haaland, for example. But when it comes to players like Chris Wood, they can find pockets of space out of nowhere and just get a goal. And he can score his left, his right. He can head the ball in very efficiently, equally as efficiently across all fronts. And we have to be careful of that. We don't want to be dominating the game and then just get randomly counter-attacked you concede.
That's what we're good at, innit? That's what we do most of the time. Dominate, and then if they got pacey wingers, hit us on the break, and then get someone like Chris Wood at the end of it and live across.
Right,
I want to see that at the Emirates.
And what is so crazy about it is, like, at the Emirates, when we concede, the atmosphere is so dry now. I remember when we used to concede and the players would cheer each other, or the crowd would cheer each other on and the players would rile each other up. Now it's just, oh gosh, but of course our big weapons for the game now that we've gone into Forests, ours of course will pose a lot more of a bigger threat. We're going to have the set piece deliveries. If we do get set pieces, which I'm pretty sure we will.
We will definitely get some.
Madueke,
we love a set piece.
I'm looking forward to seeing Madueke. People were saying, Saka could be back. No,
he's out for the month, I think, at least.
And, when it comes to Saka, when we say at least, we need to add an extra 3 weeks on top of what they're saying he's going to be out for, because I don't want to rush him back if Madueke isn't adequate enough backup to provide goals and assists. So Madueke will be seeing this as his chance to shine and compete with England's number one right winger. And again, this is going back into the whole World Cup year thing. He's going to want to continue to impress after an impressive international break already. So I think Noni will be playing with a fire in his belly. Eze, we have to start him. That is a no.
That's right. So before you get on to Eze, I think we will, in a minute, do our preferred starting 11 against Forest. So keep that.
Okay, yeah, we'll keep the Eze talk for after. Yeah, but I think, of course, defensively we have Mascara that's going to step in for Saliba. I believe he should. I wouldn't rush Saliba back. I'm very, we've got so many. This is a long season. This is our fourth game of the season. It's a long season. I would not rush Saliba back.
Because there was an interview with Arteta, and he said that Saliba is in contention to start, but I think it was more of a fit, Forest seeing it, thinking, oh, maybe Saliba's going to start. I think it's mind games. I don't think he'll start. I don't think there's even a possibility. He might be on the bench at best, but he won't be in the starting lineup.
Will we see Hincapié tomorrow?
I highly doubt it, because the way Arteta sets up teams and everything, I highly doubt it, as he's not even had a minute on the pitch with the the first team yet.
Yeah,
And I've never seen a player come into Arsenal and start straight away.
that's very true. And Calafiori's been really good. He's been really good. Yeah. For club and country, he's actually been decent. He's won really good game for Italy. He didn't play against Israel, but he had a good game, his first good game for Italy in the international break, and then he was rested. But yeah, I think we'll see Calafiori. We'll get into that in a minute, but the midfield.
Well, saying that, we could just get into it if you want. Do you want to just rattle off what your preferred starting lineup will be? Because I genuinely think we might have slightly different starting lineups.
Okay.
On a couple positions, but yeah, you want to kick it off and do yours?
So I think we'll see, of course, David Raya. I think that's a non-negotiable for both of us.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with Ben White, but I'll play Timber at right back. I'm pretty sure he's our only option there right now. I would then
I think so.
Yeah, I would then put Mascara in. Of course, Gabriel. I want to say Skelly, but Calafiori's been so good. You know what? I'm going to go with... I would like to see MLS play. I would like to see Skelly play. It's at home. It's against Forest. I feel like he could be up for it. The midfield, I'm going Rice, Marino, Odegaard.
You want to see Marino after his international performances?
Not only that, but I would like to see Rice at DM again.
Yeah,
I think if we're to run Rice and Zubimendi, I think we have to run them in a double pivot where they're both equally at the same depth on the pitch, but they're both helping sustain pressure. And I would ideally like to see Odegaard a lot more centrally if that was the case. But, we're going to get onto that. But I would like to see Marino used like maybe in a different role, getting forward more. I don't think he's been given the freedom to play like the Granit Xhaka role from the 22-23 season we, of course, saw Xhaka excel in despite being really poor for us for quite a long time. So I would like to see Marino get forward more in that role. I feel like getting forward, he's a lot more effective. He's also good at winning the ball high up. I think that's, we even saw it at Anfield, a couple times. Defending, not his strong suit, but winning the ball high up and sustaining pressure, I've seen glimpses of. So I would like to see that midfield. I think, I wouldn't play Zubimendi, which is some people might not like, but, I think, I want to see more of Marino and what he has to offer going forward. Odegaard again, when he came on, he helped us so much. Even though we didn't score, you could see the impact when he came on for us, off of like that shoulder injury at Anfield. So, for me, he has to start. I think Madueke has to start, of course. We just mentioned that. Of course, Victor Gyökeres. And on the left, Eze, for me. A lot of people say Eze is a left centre mid. We got to play him as an 8. But from what I saw at Anfield, he was comfortable going on the outside and cutting in. Now, I guess if you want to make the argument for Zubimendi and Rice starting, you can make the argument that Eze will occasionally occupy that left centre mid half space, whilst maybe Calafiori will overlap, or, I don't think overlapping is really Lewis Skelly's game, but, maybe if Lewis Skelly could also overlap. I think if Arteta utilises Eze in a way where he has him as, partially a touchline winger whilst also giving him the freedom of being an inside forward, we could see the best of him. And, I think him and Odegaard are going to link up amazingly when they're both going
throughout
narrow.
The season.
Yeah, centrally. I think those two are going to link up absolutely amazingly. I've already seen some signs which, I liked again at Anfield. And it was such a short amount of time that Eze was playing. But seeing that link up, I know that there's something there. I think players with a certain technical ability, they also have chemistry with each other where they just know what's going to happen next. They're always 2 or 3 steps ahead. So, Yeah, man, that's my lineup. That's my lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, I'm going to run through mine. It's actually quite similar. Of course, the back line picks itself. If Saliba was fit, it would be Saliba, but we're going to go for Mascara. I know you spoke about Hincapi, but Gabriel was just, he's on another level, isn't he?
Yeah.
From what we've seen anyway. Hincapi could come in and impress us, but at the moment, Gabriel's got to start on that left. And then left back, I agree with you. That's why I thought we were going to disagree on, but I am going for Lewis Skelly for a different reason, because in midfield, I'm going to go with what's been working. I know it didn't work against Liverpool, but I think that was just a moment of magic that really lost us the game, not the tactics or anything.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Zubamendi, Rice, and Ødegaard, because Eze, Ødegaard, and Rice, Eze, Rice, and Miles Lewis-Skelly, when a couple games I have watched of England play, link up very well on that left side. And from last season, when we've seen videos and everything of breakdowns of stats, how we're so right side dominant, I think playing Eze, Rice, and Lewis Skelly on that left and letting them link up the way they do will make us less predictable and allow us to attack down both sides. So that's why I'm going to go for Rice in midfield instead of DM. And then, Gyökeres, I was about to say Saka, Madueke, because Saka's obviously injured. But I think we've pretty much got the same one, apart from you want Marino in, and I'm just keeping the same midfield. I think if it's working, no need to fix it. That's what I'd go for.
Okay. Well, we're just gonna have to wait and see. What do you think Arteta will line up with? That's what we're gonna get into.
I think the one I would say what I've predicted, but instead of Skelly, it'll be Calafiori. I think that's how I can predict him quite well, and I think that's what's going to be. I'd like to hope Eze starts, because I'm just going to say it how it is. I really do not want Gabriel Martinelli to start. I really don't. I'm not going to sugarcoat it or anything, and no.
I know we'll have him on toast as well. That's the thing.
And I can't watch him looking down at the floor running.
And the thing is, Ola Aina isn't even anything special, but he will be confident knowing that it's Martinelli that he has to, that he will be coming up against. If it's Eze now, he's going to be nervous. So
I'm going to let you, I've got to quickly butt in. Aina probably won't start because he came off injured from in the international break. So it could be Zinchenko.
Yeah.
Did we loan him out, or has he been bought?
We loaned him.
Loaned out, wasn't he? So can he play against us?
I'm sure there's certain terms in the contract which can allow it, but it's up to the club. We probably said that he could. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. But Zinchenko at right back would get absolutely massacred. There's no way. There's no way. But yeah, man.
Yeah, it can.
Murillo is one we got to watch out for, man. He's a tank. But other than that,
and Milenkovic.
We should be able to get at them decently. I'm confident.
Right, now we're going to move on to the Premier League Player of the Month. Jack Grealish has won it, so we're going to talk about the Everton Villa game. He actually got it presented today, I'm pretty sure, winning the Player of the Month. What not comeback story, but, a player that was deemed a failure at Man City by a lot, even myself. 100 million and having a worse output than Gabriel Magalhaes is quite bad. But yeah, he's reviving his career at Everton under Moyes, and that Villa game should be a good one. English fans won't be able to get to watch it because of the 3 p.m. blackout, but anyone else abroad or, if you're watching it on somewhere else, will be able to watch it. Should be a good one, I think. Should be a good game, that one. You got anything to add on to the Everton Villa game? What you think is going to happen?
The pressure's,
Villa, of course, in poor form.
Yeah, the pressure's mounting on Emery. Pressure's mounting. Is it at Villa Park or?
I think. Let me quickly check that.
Yeah, because I haven't seen Everton play at home yet. I know they have, but I never got to see the game.
It is going to be at Everton. Yeah, Everton Stadium, the new one.
Yeah.
I don't know the name, but yeah, it's there.
Okay, so yeah, pressure's mounting. Pressure's mounting on
It's
Emery.
done.
I know. I believe Onana's injured, and they've got a couple other players that are injured. But regardless,
They made some signings though.
Yeah, exactly. And
signings.
Villa have well, I wouldn't say good enough. They have an okay squad. Ollie Watkins, his value has dipped. The stocks have dipped. He's not really been great for like the past 18 months.
Right.
I'm sure Morgan Rogers will get a move soon eventually. So I don't know. Aston Villa, are they 0-3? No. I think they've drawn a game.
No.
Yeah, I think they've drawn a game.
I haven't been following them much. All I know is recent time they lost to Palace 3-0. I think it was at home. They're doing awful. But, I mean, key signings, they got Harvey Elliott. He's going to be...
Did they?
He's now a
okay.
Villa player.
Okay.
Sancho on loan.
Oh, yeah, they got Jadon
some
Sancho as well. Yeah, I completely forgot. Yeah. All right, well, I mean, of course...
Could be an interesting one.
Jack Grealish has got Player of the Month, and I believe I saw the picture somewhere of the EA Sports FC logo on the trophy. So, for the guys that play out there, we can only assume he will be an SBC on the web app on Wednesday as well as... Yeah, he will be an SBC next week. So he might be good for a lot of starter teams depending on how the card looks. But yeah. Jack Grealish, you find this often with some footballers is that they thrive in... I'm not going to say smaller clubs, or less pressure environments, but they seem to almost not thrive, but relish being part of an underdog team or a team that isn't the biggest in the league or, doesn't have all these mavericks all over the pitch. I believe that was the case for Calvin Phillips. At Leeds, he was an amazing player. He was in the Championship with Leeds and getting called up for England. He was that good, Calvin Phillips.
Wait, you're on about Grealish?
No, Calvin Phillips. Phillips. I'm just talking about examples of players that seem to operate better at. He went to City and his career went completely bust. I don't know. Is he still a City player? I don't even know. But the guy...
I don't know where he's playing anymore.
Yeah, Calvin Phillips was... Calvin Phillips was a monster at Leeds, man. But yeah, I mean, we saw Grealish at Villa. I thought Grealish at Villa was insane. Always turned up for the big games as well. You just
especially
have players that
memorable 7-2. What would they
7-2
Liverpool?
Yeah, 7-2. Yeah, during COVID. Yeah, I remember that game. That was insane. Yeah, man. You just get players that seem to thrive in those underdog teams where I guess they're looked at as one of the main men, and that's the case.
I think it's just having the freedom. I don't think he had the freedom at Man City, because it's such a same as Arsenal. It's a very system. They prefer to have a system. Whilst I think under Moyes and the same when he was at Villa, they just kind of gave him the ball and said, try and create, try to make something happen and attack. Because most of the time, teams like that are defending. Yeah. And they'll just give it to their star attackers to try and make something of it instead of try to break down low blocks. They don't have to do that. So that's why I think he just excels at that.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I think he is there's no denying Grealish's technical ability. His dribbling, his work rate, another thing. I remember seeing a clip the other day, and I believe it was against Real Madrid. Or it was against another big team. Grealish had tracked back, won the ball for City, given it to Edison, I believe it was at the time. They played a few passes. Grealish was back up the pitch and he delivered a crossing for, I think it was a Haaland goal or something. It was against a really big team, and it was like, you don't even consider that stuff in the moment. Like, you don't even think about that. But when you actually look back and see that was like the highlight, highlight play, it comes across so impressive. So yeah, Grealish, workhorse, creative, a beast. I think he's going to be really good for Everton this season.
Yeah, and Everton have got a few creative players. When you look at it, down both sides, you got Grealish on the left, and on the right you got Ndai.
Yeah,
Both
he's
like
very good player.
You associate them with skillful, exciting attackers, and then just a big striker up front, which is either Beto or Barry, if I'm right in saying that is.
Yeah,
that could be a fun team to watch this season.
And they're going to be at home. I love their stadium. The pictures I've seen of it, I think it looks amazing. So, yeah, man.
They've done it right. Not like West Ham. They've done it right. You know, having the fans close to the pitch instead about half a mile away makes a difference, I think, to the atmosphere and just the whole feel. Which, obviously, this isn't this week's game, but I'm sure it's next week. Everton-Liverpool should be cinema.
Is that at Anfield?
I'm not sure where it's being played, and I can check that for you right now. Yeah, it is going to be it's at Anfield. So the reverse fixture should be very good as well.
Yeah, Everton are usually up for it. Yeah,
that's next week. This week, one last game to talk about before we get into our predictions, scorelines, and everything. Newcastle Wolves. And I think you know what we're going to talk about. Alexander Isak. There's been some training videos out, him training with Liverpool, and he looks sharp. He looks ready. Of course, we're not talking about the Liverpool game, but Isak's departure. Do you think it's going to make a big difference at Newcastle?
Yes, and the reason I say this is Anthony Gordon's not back yet, is he?
No, he's suspended.
Until the Arsenal game, yeah. He's back for the Arsenal game. But I think Newcastle and what made Isak gel well with all of those attackers was the fact that occasionally he would be willing to drift wide and rotate with whoever was willing to rotate in that moment. And I don't think, I'm going to butcher his name, Voltamada, is that how you say his name, is willing enough. Yeah. Or has, and not even about willingness. I don't think he has it in his game to be able to do that at the rate that Isak did. Isak is a lot, more frail, for lack of a better term, not as a diss. He's a lot more mobile. He's a lot more rapid. And I think Newcastle losing that element of a striker being able to drift wide, is important. Now, I know they did sign Johan Wissa, but he's injured. Is he injured? Yeah, he's out for a month, according to Fabrizio.
Oh, right, because I was going to say that I've spoken to I know a friend that is a Newcastle fan. He said that there's a leaked starting lineups where Voltamede and Wissa start together because from what people have heard, that Voltamede is very good creatively, so they're gonna play him in like the 10 role. But if Wissa's injured, then Voltamede's got to start. Or Osula. Or did Osula... no, wait, Osula went, didn't he? Didn't he sell him?
No.
Something ridiculous, 35 million?
I think they kept him at the club.
Oh, they ended up keeping him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But it's a must-win for Newcastle. Still winless. Am I right? They haven't won a game yet.
They haven't won a game, no. Mm-mm.
And it is at home against Wolves, who have been quite poor this season. So it is a must-win, and a few new signings to, see what they could do for them.
They couldn't beat Leeds United. Now, albeit it was at Ellen Road, that is concerning.
They have been good at Leeds at home.
Yeah.
They beat Everton.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. And I have said that, Ellen Road it can be a place to go. We've gone there in the past and we've scraped wins. I'll never forget Patrick Bamford being there. We were getting peppered and we just about escaped. So that's is that at St James's Park, this game against Wolves?
Yeah, it is. It is at St James. And then they've got a big one as well, Barcelona at St James's midweek.
Oh, they're going to be up for that. They're going to be absolutely up for that.
The atmosphere there will be
it's going to be
insane.
mental.
Insane.
I think I think this is it for Wolves. I think they're going to get relegated, but losing this game sets it in stone. It guarantees it, in my opinion. I think if they win, then it looks a little different. But if
It'll
they
be a shock, I think.
Yeah, I would genuinely be shocked. One last question: do you think Ramsdale will debut?
I would probably say no. I've got a feeling like would he debut against Barcelona instead?
They will destroy
I'm not
him.
sure.
They will destroy. I don't think you throw Ramsdale into a pressure cooker like that. I think the personnel Barcelona have, they will just blast the ball at him.
I just can't get the image or just imagine Dan Burn up against Lamine Yamal. How is that going to look?
I think he's going to give him
I know
a game.
we're gonna. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I've got a feeling like a lot of people will probably write Dan Burn off and he'll have a 10 out of 10 game and just pocket him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Football's a funny thing. Anything can happen. But yeah, on Ramsdale, will he start? Probably not. I haven't even seen him come on yet. I don't know. Has he played a game for them yet?
No.
Apart from preseason?
No.
I'm not sure. I think Eddie Howe really likes Pope for some reason.
Yeah.
And he's just probably going to start. I don't see him getting taken out for nothing. They got a draw against Leeds last. Maybe because they haven't got a win yet and he's trying something else. Because, of course, Ramsdale, we could both agree, has got better distribution than Pope.
Yeah, easily.
Maybe if they're trying to like counter them quicker, maybe then Ramsdale does start. I'm not sure. Hopefully he does, as an ex-Arsenal player, I do want to see him succeed and make something of his career. So, maybe a game against the Wolves to prove himself could do him a world of good.
Yeah.
Should we get into predictions?
Yeah.
Should I rattle off a game and we both give a score prediction for the game?
Yeah, go for it.
So it all kicks off tomorrow, 12:30 at the Emirates. Arsenal, Nottingham Forest. Give me your score prediction.
4-0.
You're going for a 4-0. You think we keep a clean sheet against Forest?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to agree with you, but I'm going to go 2-0. I just don't see us scoring 4. They've got some good defenders, Murillo, Milenkovic. We forget that last season, I think, Matt Sells and Raya were joint for the Golden Glove. I don't see us scoring more than 2.
Who's
Next
your,
one?
for the Arsenal
Sorry,
game,
yeah.
just a bonus one, who are your scorers?
Martin Odegaard and Madueke.
Okay. I'm going to go
That's what I'm seeing.
Gyökeres, Brace, Rice, Madueke. I think Eze will get an assist.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next one is Bournemouth-Brighton. Battle of the Seasides.
Where are they on the table?
I'm not too sure.
Which
Bournemouth are...
is it at the Amex?
Bournemouth is 7th.
Okay.
No, it's at Bournemouth. Bournemouth is 7th, Brighton are 11th.
I'm gonna go with a 2-2 draw. 2-2.
Bear in mind, guys, these are off the cuff. We haven't... I'm just rattling it off. I'm gonna say Bournemouth are gonna win because Brighton, they did go 2-0 down against Man City and clawed it back. But I think Bournemouth have got a better defense than Man City, and I think Man City, just this season, I don't know what it is with them. Same with Liverpool, just losing leads. But Bournemouth, Semenyo, who's in form, I'm saying a 2-1 win to Bournemouth.
They had that monster performance at Tottenham Stadium as well, and they're gonna be at home.
Kept them to one shot, I think, until like the 60th, 70th minute. Defensively, they've been really good.
I'm going to go 2-0 Bournemouth. Now that I think about it, 2-0 Bournemouth.
Yeah. Right, Crystal Palace, Sunderland. It is at Palace. Sellers Park.
Who did have Sunderland lost yet?
Yeah, they've lost.
Who did they lose
They've got
to?
2 wins, 1 loss, I think. They lost to Burnley 2-0. So they beat Brentford, lost to Burnley, and beat West Ham. Brentford, yeah.
I think I'm going to give this one to Palace.
I think there's going to be a draw. I've just got a feeling a 1-1. Sunderland have made some good signings as well. Didn't they sign Gertruda?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, good. Yeah,
They've got some new defenders as well. I'm saying a 1-1. Crystal Palace haven't really made attacking reinforcements. I know they signed that Pino and some Christian Uche.
I know Pino.
Yeah, I just see
the
a
other
draw.
one. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
it was like a last hour, I think.
I'm going to go 2-1 Palace.
2-1 Palace. I'm going 1-1. Then the game we've spoke about quite a lot, Everton Villa. You got any?
Yeah.
What's your prediction for that one?
I'm going to go 2-0 Everton. I don't think
2-0
Villa
Everton.
score. Yeah.
No. They have made some. I'm hoping that Harvey Elliott does start. I mean, they need something, and him, Morgan Rogers linking up. I don't know if they played in the England under 21s together. I'm pretty sure they might have made some appearances together.
Yeah.
So they've got that chemistry already. I think an upset. I think Villa finally get their first win. Would it be their first win
of the season?
Yeah. Their first win. So I think Villa scrape like a 2-1 at Everton. I know it's a bit of a shock, but that's what I'm going to go for. Fulham Leeds at Craven Cottage.
Oh, gosh.
The Cottage.
Fulham's going to...
Bear in mind as well, Fulham has signed Chukwueze.
I was about to say, I think Fulham's going to beat Leeds, yeah.
Yeah? Is that what you're going to go for?
Yeah, I'm going to say 2-1 to Fulham.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you because Leeds at home look very solid, but I think that's because of the fans, the atmosphere, everything. It just works for them. But away, just, going off of previous evidence when they played at the Emirates, they just seem, one goal conceded and they just capitulate. So
yeah.
I'm going to go as well, Fulham 3-1. They've got some good attackers as well, Fulham 3-1 to Fulham. Newcastle Wolves.
Yeah.
I think we can both agree what's going to happen on that one. It's going to be a bloodbath, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to be a destruction of Wolves.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw it out there 4-0. That's my guess.
4-0, yeah. I have to agree. I don't see Wolves scoring either. 4-0 straight up.
This next one, I need to bring up a point. West Ham Spurs, a London derby that has been put on general sale. That is embarrassing, in my opinion. West Ham can't sell out their stadium against their supposed rivals in London, and they've put this. You can buy yourself a ticket on general sale for £50. So for that reason, Spurs are going to absolutely destroy them.
Yeah, Xavi Simons, he will debut. He will.
He will.
He's had enough time to train. They are going to destroy West Ham. Yeah.
And it's not a fortress. Chelsea done it. Spurs are going to come in as well right after. And
we scored 5.
Do the same thing.
We've scored 5, 4, 6 in recent memory.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. West Ham. I'm sorry, man. Yeah.
What's your score for it?
3-0 Tottenham.
3-0 as well. All right. And then the final game for Saturday, before we get into the Sunday games, Brentford, Chelsea.
Chelsea's
I
winning.
think it's 3 points to Chelsea, isn't it?
Chelsea's
3
winning.
points to Chelsea. As much as I'd love to see them lose or draw, I just don't see Brentford defensively been poor. They've been losing to sides like Sunderland. No offense to Sunderland, but I say that Sunderland are probably the team I would choose to stay up that have come up from the Championship.
Yeah.
But Brentford, it's not the same. I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea.
Of course, we've also got, I think Palmer's back in training.
Yeah, I seen a photo that people on Twitter have been, trying to FBI, CGI, all of that to figure it out. But I think people have figured out that his leg was there or whatever. You know what Twitter's like.
Yeah.
trying to figure out that he isn't training. I don't think there's an actual photo fully of him, but he's in the background that you can see training with the first squad, first team. So
that's the Saturday games. Yeah.
What was your score for Brentford again?
Oh, I didn't say it. Chelsea are going to win this one 2-0. 2-0 Chelsea.
Nice. Right, and then there's only 2 games on Sunday. We're going to kick it off with the one that we'll probably all know the result to, and that's Burnley-Liverpool. It is at Burnley, but that's not going to make a difference, I don't think.
Isak's probably going to start. And
Do you reckon? I don't think he will.
If there's pressure from the ownership to start him, he will. But if not, then it will just be the usual starting lineup for Liverpool, I think. Burnley. No, Liverpool's winning.
Sorry.
Yeah, Liverpool's winning. Yeah. Especially with that donkey Kyle Walker in defence, Ekitike might get a hat-trick.
He got lucky against Man United. He got lucky against Man United to not get a penalty given against him, because that is 50-50. If it went either way, no one could argue it.
Ekitike could get a hat-trick on Burnley's defence, Talking
of an Ekitike hat-trick, he's already been captain in FPL, so don't you worry about that. We will be there for that. I'm saying 4-1. I know I'm saying a lot of 4s, but 4-1 Liverpool.
I think Liverpool will let a goal in, but it won't matter. I'm going to say 5-1.
5-1. The thing is, we predict it so high, but it'll end up being like a 1-0. And
oh my goodness, no way. They'll bring on Isak and they'll just wreak havoc in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And then the final game, the biggest one to finish off the weekend.
Super Sunday.
Man City, Man United. That's going to be a good one. At the Etihad or the Etihad, however you want to say it. Man City, Man United. Man United have got some injuries. Man City have got some injuries. Both teams, not at that all 100. Man United got... Who they signed? Sesko. Sesko should be making his debut. A debut against
he has to
Ruben
start.
Diaz.
Yeah.
He has to. There's no other option. Who are they going to... They're not... Surely, I'd like to believe that Amarin is not going to pick Xerxes.
You'll be surprised.
He has to. I'll predict that their starting 3 will be Mbeumo, Sesko, and Bruno. And then maybe Mainu finally gets to start in the Premier League.
Mbeumo will have Ait Nouri on absolute toast. He will destroy him. There's no... Yep. I don't think there's a left back that Mbeumo can't cook right now.
He is very good. He's probably been better than Cunha at the moment for Man United. Anyway.
I have to agree. Cunha's got the build up and everything patterned down, but Mbeumo's got the necessary build up as well as the necessary efficiency to get the ball into the back of the net.
He is.
Yeah, and Mbeumo's going to have Ait Nouri on toast, and that might be where Man United win the game.
And I cannot wait to watch that. It's going to be an exciting one. A very exciting weekend of football. Of course, in the comments.
What's your prediction?
Leave us down your prediction.
What's your prediction for the game?
It's going to be... I think, Amarin's team always turns up, so I'm going to go for the upset. I think they do it again.
Mm-hmm.
I think they do it again. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give it like a... They lost. See, Spurs managed to win there. 3-1 Man United. Bit of a shock maybe, but that's what I'm going for.
I'm gonna say City will score. Bayern D is not good, so City will score. But they can't defend them long ball counters properly. Well, they don't even have to be counters. They can be dead ball, like everyone's standing still. Yep. Tottenham got their goal from that. Richarlison was effective with that. Man United's they should have a whole Sesko up top, who I think, he's got the aerial ability. And then, of course...
I just wanted to bring up a quick point. Is Rico Lewis fit and, playing?
I mean, even if he is...
Because that will be Mbeumo's matchup, which is going to be horrific. Because we've seen it against Arsenal, what he managed to do with Calafiori down the left. If that's Rico Lewis,
Well,
it's going to be a long day.
Well, Mbuemo will be on the right, so he will be up against Ait Nouri, right? And I believe it will be Mateus Nunes at right back if Rico Lewis is injured. So the way they're probably going to be looking at it is, of course, they're going to have Dorgu bombing forward. I don't know what they're going to do with Cunha being out, but they might play Xerxes as a left cam, which he can play.
Or it could be Bruno, because Bruno did play it last season.
And then Mainu in the midfield. And they could also get... What the thing is, right, with the long ball is, ideally you would look at Sesko and be like, yeah, he's the tallest one, ping it to him. But I've often seen, and it was also for Brentford, and Buemo's very good at dealing with that long ball. And he does very good with his first touch, and he can get it round the fullback or the centre-back pretty easily. Yeah. So I think Man United's game, it will be evenly distributed from the left channel, the right, and, the centre. And I feel like if they're going to get anything out of the game, and Buemo will have Ait Nouri on toast, I think that's going to be the weak area for Manchester City. So, did you give your prediction for the score?
Yeah, 3-1 Man United, that's what I went for.
I'm going to have to agree. with you. 3-1. Yeah. Yep. And
that's going to be...
In Buemo brace, he's good enough to do it. And we're going to get a penalty.
The chances for sure.
Man United will get a penalty. Yep. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah. And then it's going to be Haaland. He's just going to get a goal, isn't he?
Yeah.
He always does. Well, guys, that was fantastic. First pod down. That was great.
I was saying, I don't know how we're going to get it to an hour. It's gone over an hour. So
exactly. Just like that. Yeah, in the comments, of course, leave your predictions. Any topics you want us to talk about, any questions you have, feel free to leave them down there. Hope you all enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.
See you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Deuces.